and welcome to yet another beer review with me, Peter, the Master of Hobbits, and
Jakob, Lord of Malt.
Today, we're doing my first ever craft beer, the first craft beer I had, because we did one of the first craft beers Jakob had, so we thought we would do the first I had, and it's from England. It's from Dorset in England, in the south of England, in, what's it called, Blandford, I think it's the name of it, the place, and it's the Badger Golden Champion Ale from the, I always forget if it's Woodhouse and Hall or Woodhall and House, the name of the brewery. But you usually just call it the Badger Brewery.
Hall and Woodhouse.
Yeah, Hall and Woodhouse in Blandford, St. Mary, Dorset. And it's on 5% alcohol, and it's a golden ale. And it says here on the front, Golden Champion, award-winning finest quality ale, delicately strong and refreshingly light. And summer in a glass all year, it says on the top. And on the back here, using elderflower, a brewing ingredient from a bygone era, Champion's character has been perfectly described as it's like sitting by an open window and in streams the garden. A light golden ale with scrumptiously fruity flavour and delicate tangerine aroma. This aroma, it truly is summer in a glass, all year round, and the perfect complement to barbecues and salads. And then it's like, there's a description of what you see, smell and taste, and the colour says it's copper, pale gold and straw, and then smell, it says floral, subtle tangerine, taste says crisp and fruity with a hint of elderflower, and then there's like a measuring system of how sweet, hoppy and bitter it is. But I remember back then, I really loved this. I had drunk only crappy lager beers. As you know, if you've seen my interview with, the interview Chad did with me, where he interviewed me, I told you guys that the first beers I started trying when I got into trying different beers was just different lagers. But this was the first like craft beer ale I had. And yeah, it's a golden ale as I said, but let's get it cracked open and see if it's still as good as I remember, because I haven't had this in a long time. It doesn't smell anything, the aroma. The aroma's, the cap. The cap is pretty cool though. It's a Badger logo there. We're using pint glasses. I'm using that like a nonic. My nonic full is pint glass, and Jakob is using the
Stella Artois.
Yeah, Stella Artois, crappy beer.
Good glass.
A good glass though. Oh, see here. Okay, this just looks so much like a British ale.
Oh, the carbonation is
streaming off the bottom of the glass. Just look at that. Yours is even going crazier, but that's probably because of the shape of my glass. But it definitely looks like, just having this glass reminds me of going to the wharf and having a pint of English cake draft beer. There's a local pub in our town, but it's a clear golden colour, as they say, maybe copper. No, I wouldn't call this copper.
No,
I would call it a golden orange colour.
Yeah.
And the head is
fluffy. No, not even fluffy, but just white.
Yeah, just white. It's pretty nice looking, but let's check out the aroma.
Yeah.
Okay, first off, you definitely get a slightly fruity aroma.
Yeah.
It's not a big aroma at all. I definitely get the elderflower.
Yeah,
but it's subtle.
It's very subtle.
What do you get?
Light, very light fruitiness. It's very delicate.
Well, it's a British beer, so they're very mild. Yeah. But I get like a light tangerine. And I don't know if it's just because I saw or because I read out that it smells like tangerine as it says on the bottle, but it actually does like a light orange tangerine aroma, but lightly hoppy. Smells really summery and refreshing though.
Yeah, very.
Should we check it out, dig in, give it a taste?
Cheers.
Cheers. Trying the first craft beer I ever had. It's fruity. It's really fruity.
The elderflower is right there in the aftertaste.
Yeah.
It's very defined.
It's really refreshing.
Yeah.
Well, let's start with the body. The body I would call a light to medium body.
Light to medium.
Probably mostly light. Slightly dry mouthfeel. Quite crisp. crisp like Coca-Cola. Because there's a lot of carbonation in here. I would think that if you got this on draft, there wouldn't be as much carbonation, because I'm pretty sure like that they use carbon dioxide to carbonate the beer. But usually when you get English beer from draft, they have way less carbonation. There's a slight hoppy citric flavor at first. It's very fruity. Maybe like a grape flavor. Not like white, or just like a general flavor that reminds me of grape, and then the elderflower. It's definitely a summer type ale, as they say, and it's really refreshing. The drinkability on it,
very high. It's
you
easily drinkable.
You can easily, as Simon says, the really like that. You can easily slug down like 5 or 6 pints of these because it is amazingly drinkable. I wouldn't go as far as calling it one of the best beers I've had at all, but I kind of understand why I was so impressed by it back then. I mean, I'm not really extremely impressed by it now, but back then this was like the best because that was the only thing I had. But it's a pretty solid golden ale, brewed with elderflower.
Now that your taste has been refined,
you can taste it better, and you also get more nuances. It is a slightly more bitter than I remember as well, and it's got a slightly citric hoppy note, but it's very, very fruity, the beer. And I'm guessing if you don't like elderflower, you won't like this, because there is actually, as you drink it, you get more of the elderflower, and it's very, very sessionable.
I'm just amazed about the carbonation. It's just crazy. I can see there's a carbonation pattern on the bottom of the glass, but still.
It leaves actually some pretty good lacing. But yeah, let's get to the grade. What grade would you give this, Jakob?
As you said, it's a very easily drinkable beer, and it's a summertime beer, but
it's not overly impressive.
No, not at all. So 70, 72.
Yeah. I kind of had the same idea about it. I'm going to go 70. I think it's a good, refreshing English style golden ale. Nice for the summer. As far as I know, it's one of the best products Badger makes. We did used to get a lot more from Badger. Currently we only get the Golden Champion, but we used to get the Blandford Fly, which is a ginger beer, the Thirsty Ferret, which is very malty, and a lot of others. But now we can only get this one, which kind of sucks. And the old bottle didn't look like this. It was a small fat one, which is a bit cooler. But yeah, that's it for this beer review, guys. Let us know what you think of the Badger Golden Champion Ale if you've had it. As always, remember to comment, subscribe, and all that stuff. And we're going to say cheers.
Cheers.
And we will see you in another beer review.